My daughter, my son, come closer for a moment. Marriage is one of the most beautiful journeys two people can take together. But like every journey, it requires attention, patience, and care. The truth is this: most marriages do not suddenly fall apart overnight. Trouble usually begins quietly, with small signs that many couples ignore. Today, let us talk about some early signs of marital problems, and more importantly, what you can do before those problems grow into something much bigger. Sign number 1. Communication is slowly disappearing. One of the earliest warning signs in a marriage is when communication begins to fade. When two people first marry, they talk about everything. They share their dreams, their worries, their hopes for the future. But over time, something can begin to change. Conversations become shorter. Important feelings remain unspoken. Silence begins to replace meaningful connection. Some couples only discuss practical matters like bills, children, or daily responsibilities. But the heart of the relationship, the emotional conversation, slowly disappears. And when communication disappears, misunderstandings begin to grow. Small issues that could have been resolved quickly become larger problems. So what can be done? The first step is simple but powerful. Create intentional moments to talk. Not during an argument, not while distracted by phones or television, but in a calm moment where both partners can listen with patience and respect. Sometimes healing begins with a simple sentence: I want us to understand each other better. Sign number 2. Small annoyances become constant irritations. In the early days of love, small imperfections are easy to overlook. But when a marriage begins to struggle, small habits suddenly become sources of irritation. One partner may begin to feel constantly frustrated. Little things, the way someone speaks, forgets something, or handles responsibilities, begin to feel like major problems. This is often a sign that deeper frustrations are building underneath the surface. It is not always the small issue itself. It is the unspoken emotions behind it. When these frustrations accumulate, partners may begin criticizing each other more frequently, and criticism slowly replaces kindness. If you notice this happening, pause and ask yourself an honest question. Is this really about the small issue, or is there something deeper we need to talk about? Addressing the real concern can prevent resentment from growing. Sign number 3. You stop spending meaningful time together. Another early sign of marital trouble appears when couples stop intentionally spending time together. Life becomes busy. Work demands attention. Children require care. Responsibilities fill the calendar. Before long, the relationship itself begins to receive the least attention. Some couples live in the same house, but rarely share meaningful moments together. They may eat separately, relax separately, spend most of their time focused on other things. Over time, emotional distance grows. But relationships require nurturing. Even small moments together can strengthen a marriage. A walk together, a quiet conversation, a shared activity. These simple moments remind two people why they chose each other in the first place. Sign number 4. Affection and appreciation disappear. Another important sign to notice is when affection and appreciation begin to disappear. In healthy marriages, partners express warmth toward each other. They show appreciation for small efforts. They say things like, "Thank you for what you did today. I appreciate you." But when a marriage begins to struggle, appreciation often disappears first. Partners begin to feel unnoticed or unvalued. Sometimes they begin to assume their efforts are not recognized. And when people feel unappreciated, emotional distance increases. Rebuilding appreciation can be a powerful step toward healing. Even small words of gratitude can soften hearts and restore connection. Sign number 5. One or both partners feel lonely in the relationship. Perhaps one of the most painful signs of marital trouble is loneliness within the relationship itself. You may be physically together, yet emotionally distant. One partner may feel misunderstood or unsupported. Sometimes couples begin sharing their deepest concerns with friends or colleagues rather than with their spouse. While friendship is valuable, emotional intimacy in marriage must remain strong. If loneliness appears in a marriage, it is a signal that emotional connection needs attention. Rebuilding that connection requires patience, openness, and sometimes forgiveness. What can couples do when these signs appear? My daughter, my son. Recognizing these signs does not mean the marriage is doomed. In fact, noticing them early can be a blessing. It gives couples the opportunity to repair and strengthen their relationship before deeper damage occurs. Here are a few things that can help. First, approach the situation with humility rather than blame. Marriage is rarely troubled because of only one person. Both partners usually contribute to the patterns that develop. Second, commit to listening. Listening does not mean waiting for your turn to speak. It means truly trying to understand the other person's perspective. Third, create intentional time for the relationship. Just as careers and responsibilities require attention, so does marriage. Finally, do not hesitate to seek guidance if needed. A counselor, mentor, or spiritual advisor can sometimes help couples see solutions they could not see on their own. Marriage is not a perfect journey. Every relationship experiences seasons of difficulty, but the presence of problems does not mean the end of love. Sometimes challenges simply reveal areas where growth and healing are needed. When two people choose patience, understanding, and commitment, even troubled relationships can become stronger than before. So if you recognize some of these early signs in your marriage, do not lose hope. Instead, see them as a reminder that your relationship deserves care, attention, and intentional love. Because when two hearts remain willing to grow together, even difficult seasons can lead to deeper connection. And that, my daughter, my son, is wisdom for the journey of marriage.